Bukayo Saka signed a brand new contract in June 2020, taking the Arsenal number 7 shirt and becoming the Arsenal star boy. Fast forward a year and he is now a full-on England international. So today, what has Fabrizio Romano said on his future at Arsenal Football Club? What is going on with the future also of Bernd Leno? Let's find out in the latest Arsenal news today. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Baz14 and yes, we are still on holiday. But as per, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video. And while you guys are down there, please do consider subscribing to your boy's channel because we are just over 1,000 away from 60k. But let's get into the Arsenal news and start off with Bukayo Saka. Having gone to the Euros and become a starter for England, the whole world was able to see how good Bukayo Saka is and start for your country at 19 years of age at an international tournament. We have a star boy on our hands. So Fabrizio Romano on his podcast Here We Go has said that some clubs have started to approach Arsenal for Bukayo Saka. However, Arsenal consider him untouchable. They are planning to build on players like Saka also for the next few years. So clubs across the world are starting to approach Arsenal and say, listen, we are interested in Bukayo Saka and what's happening behind the scenes. And so should Arsenal fans be worried that we are once again about to lose our star boy? Or personally, your boy is not that bothered because Saka signed a 4-year contract only last summer, and Arsenal also have a +1 on that contract automatically. So right now Bukayo Saka is on a long-term Arsenal contract, so personally your boy's heart is at ease. But despite having the years left on his Arsenal contract, do not be surprised if Arsenal offer a brand new contract, and there are many factors behind that. When he signed the last contract, he was sort of a first teamer, but now he is a nailed on first teamer. He has become an important integral part to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's long-term plans, and he's also now a starter for his country, a full-on England international. Don't be surprised if Bukayo Saka's agent uses this interest across the world as almost leverage towards Arsenal to earn his clients a brand new and bumper contract, which of course will see Saka earn a lot more money. And on the wages itself, apparently as of right now, Emil Smith-Rowe earns more money than Bukayo Saka. With that being the case and Saka's importance to Arsenal won't want to lose him. I think we could see Saka sign a brand new Arsenal contract extension over the next season. But in terms of Arsenal, on the pitch, if Arsenal want to keep Saka for the long term, we've of course got to improve, because the fact that Fabrizio has confirmed that clubs are starting to approach Arsenal for Saka, we are talking the elite clubs across Europe, potentially Bayern, Real Madrid, and these massive gargantuan clubs. As Arsenal fans have seen in the past the likes of Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez and Cole. If Arsenal don't address their on-field issues, potentially we could have another heartbreak on our hands, and I don't want that to be the case. But what do you guys think about the future of Bukayo Saka? And should Arsenal offer him a brand new contract to ward away any sort of interest in the future? Or are you one of the few potential fans that if a great offer was to arrive, would you dare even sell Bukayo Saka? And if that is to be the case, how much money are we talking? Personally, I don't want to even entertain that. As I have pointed out here, Serge Gnabry will only have 1 year left on his Bayern contract come the end of the season. Yeah, laugh it up. How am I linking Serge Gnabry, Champions League winner, to Arsenal Football Club? I understand, Babs, that Arsenal are gargantuan, but why would Gnabry want to come to Arsenal? Well, for me right now, we need to keep an eye on Nicola Pepe. Now, I myself in the past have also admitted I'm a fan of Pepe Dino. I think he's a great player with great potential, but at 26 years of age, a £72 million investment, while we've seen glimpses of Pepe's quality, he is still not consistent enough. This is also going to be Nicola Pepe's 3rd season as an Arsenal player. I think this is the ultimatum year for Nicolas Pepe and his Arsenal career, and if things don't work out and he doesn't hit the heights, don't be surprised if Arsenal look to cash in on the asset come the end of the season. And that's where comes in Serge Gnabry. I can see the comments calling me delusional, laughing at me as well, and yes, I will admit I might have had a bit of water out of Ty's water bottle, but for me there are a few realistic factors about a potential transfer. First things first, 1 year left on his contract, we're talking 40-50 million pounds. Arsenal could certainly pay that sort of money. And secondly, in terms of the player, of course, ex-Arsenal himself has openly admitted in the past that he has unfinished business at Arsenal Football Club, and also would look for a new challenge if things don't work out at Bayern Munich. And at Bayern Munich, of course, he's become an established superstar, a world-class winger. He's won the Champions League, he's won the Bundesliga, he is a German full-time international. What more does Gnabry have to do at Bayern Munich? And so if he is to become available, as much as it sounds unrealistic, there are quite a few variables that are leaning in Arsenal's way, but of course that is just in your boy's opinion. And so it's time to ask you guys the hypothetical question. If it could happen, and if things were to go down and somehow it was to happen, would you sacrifice Nicolas Pepe to bring in Serge Gnabry? It is purely hypothetical, so let's have a bit of fun down below in the comments. Moving on, let's discuss the future of Bernd Leno. Is he the long-term Arsenal #1, or has Aaron Ramsdale displaced him? Well, according to Sami Mokbel of the Daily Mail, he says that Arsenal are contemplating selling Bernd Leno next summer, with Aaron Ramsdale set to keep his place in the team. So Sami Mokbel believes that Arsenal's new #1 is Aaron Ramsdale, and Arsenal already prepared to sell Bernd Leno. Now, of course, last summer reports confirmed that Leno was open to leaving Arsenal, and as it stands come the end of the summer, he's only going to have 1 year left on his Arsenal contract. The fact that Arsenal spent £25 million on a player like Ramsdale, that's a lot of money, that's a massive investment. I've always made it clear I don't believe Arsenal invested that sort of cash for a player who's going to be a backup dancer. So the fact that Arteta threw in Ramsdale straight away against Norwich, despite Leno being fit and available, to me was the biggest indication that Arteta sees Aaron Ramsdale as the long-term Arsenal #1. But then saying that, we have a completely contrasting report from Christian Falk, who says according to his information, Mikel Arteta has promised to Bernd Leno that he will have just a break for 2 matches, meaning that against Tottenham, Leno should be back on the pitch. We will see if Arteta keeps to his word at Arsenal. So according to Build reporter Christian Falk, he still believes that Leno is the Arsenal #1. For me, if he was to be the #1, then why did he not start against Norwich? And in general, you just don't see keepers getting rotated, especially in the Premier League. But what do you guys think about the future of Bernd Leno, and what would you guys do? And come the summer transfer window, are you going to keep the keeper, or dare I say, is it time to go for Bernd Leno? According to Aidan J. Wood of the Metro, Arsenal have already started looking into potential signings for January and the summer. A holding midfielder and a striker still remain of interest. Now, we all know that Arsenal will sign a centre forward come the summer, but in terms of central midfield, who's this player going to be? I understand that Arsenal gave Xhaka a brand new 1-year contract extension, but personally, your boy is still not fully convinced that he has a long-term future at Arsenal Football Club. And personally, I would not be surprised if Xhaka was to leave Arsenal come the end of the season. And if that is to be the case, what type of profile are Arsenal looking to target? Last summer it was all about Manuel Locatelli, Ruben Neves and Yves Bissouma. But for me, we need to keep our eyes on a certain Brazilian, I'm talking Bruno Guimaraes. As was confirmed by Brazilian sources in the summer, Arsenal had held some conversations with Lyon over Bruno Guimaraes and were evaluating the possibility of making an official offer for the midfielder. Of course, in the end, Arsenal ended up keeping Granit Xhaka. But if Xhaka was to leave Arsenal, could Bruno Guimaraes be his long-term Arsenal replacement? What central midfielder do you want to see Arsenal sign in the upcoming transfer windows? Are we talking Ruben Neves, Yves Bissouma, or potentially Bruno Guimaraes? Jack Wilshere on Mikel Arteta. I really enjoyed playing with him and sharing a dressing room with him. To hear him come out and say the door is always open is nice. I am sure I will have a conversation with someone at the club over the next few days. So Jack Wilshere appreciates the invite put out there by Mikel Arteta. And in terms of a return to Arsenal via training, I think of course is a possibility. But putting Nostalgia FC to one side, I still don't think Arsenal will sign Jack Wilshere on any sort of permanent contract. And if he is to come back to Arsenal, it will only be as a player training and getting up his fitness until he finds a brand new club. But of course, that is just my own opinion. What are you guys saying about Super Jackie Wilshere? Okay, then moving on to the other Arsenal news today. And starting off with a young 17-year-old that every single Arsenal fan is all talking about. The hype is there. We're talking young Charlie Patino. As according to Chris Wheatley, Charlie Patino is likely to be involved against Wimbledon, as he is really impressing the Arsenal first team players. Now, Arsenal will play AFC Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup next week, and in terms of Charlie Patino, he has been training with the Arsenal first team as well. Even though he is still 17 years of age, it seems as if everyone at Arsenal is convinced about his long-term future at Arsenal and in the first team. Now, in terms of the Arsenal Academy at Hill End, many scouts behind the scenes there believe that Charlie Patino is the best player they have ever produced in a very, very long time. And this is the same academy that has produced the likes of Bukayo Saka, Ashley Cole, Jack Wilshere, to name a few. Is Charlie Patino really the next big thing? Well, we're going to have to wait and see. And yes, he might be 17 years of age, stage, but dare I say, would you start him come up against Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup? Chris Wheatley has confirmed that Granit Xhaka is back in full training with Arsenal, and as Chris Wheatley has also confirmed, Xhaka, Partey, Lokonga and Maitland-Niles are all set to be available for Arsenal against Tottenham next Sunday. By the North London derby, Xhaka's 3-match suspension will be completely over, and the fact that he will become available for me, Mikel Arteta will throw him straight back into the first team. But many Arsenal fans will disagree, as they want to see a Sambi and Partey midfield partnership, and so surely the right thing here to do is have a discussion. And so let's talk Arsenal midfield and who should be the Arsenal starters when everyone is fit and available. Ivan Toney on Arsenal. I don't know whether it was just they weren't so good, or we were just excited because it was our first game and it was Arsenal and it was the Premier League. I just didn't see them how they used to be. You used to look at Arsenal and think they are going to win this game. Yes, I understand that Brentford beat Arsenal 2-0 and it was very funny. But what is it about these Tingus players that love to speak about Arsenal Football Club? Yes, we can all see, Ivan Toney, that Arsenal aren't the team we used to be. And for me, the funniest thing about the interview is he ends it by trying to get a move to Arsenal and saying that we need a brand new centre forward. So make your mind up, my friend. Do you hate us or do you love us? I understand that we're gargantuan and you want to play for us, but if that is the case, don't talk the talk if you want to play for our institution. But what are you guys' thoughts on the words of Ivan Toney? Do you agree or do you disagree? In terms of your boy, I could not give a Tottenham. But that is the video. Smash a like if you guys have enjoyed and do subscribe if you are new. If you would like to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was the latest Arsenal news, and interest arising in Bukayo Saka, but he is still our star boy and he is here to stay, so I will see you guys soon in a bit.